Let's start the week off right. Let's have some Joshiraku, some insanity, some questionable antics. Let's start the week like it's going to continue, with it beating us around the head with stuff we don't quite understand. So, sit down, grab a drink, because there's very little to say about this. Things happen. No one seems safe. Each of the characters seem to have their own wants and ambitions, and nothing ever actually gets done. But at least there's a pun or two in there. Let's get started. I really haven't been able to sleep properly ever since I started watching Joshiraku. Something about the way this flits in between anything at once, keeps up the high energy, doesn't even finish its own joke before moving on. So disconcerting. And considering this is the stage show thing of the odds, we do only really get the back end of some of the jokes, which really don't make much sense. You got to kind of work backwards to figure out what the story was to the joke. Or it's just Japanese wordplay and I don't get it in the first place. Is it saying it had to... I was about to say, is that saying it about the her stage show, or... Joshiraku as a whole? The fact that, the show is coming to its end. You never know what the world has in store for you. For a day. So you're introducing a new character that gets on so well with all of them. Annoying. Oh, that one's real. Just grit your teeth, bear with the annoying. The breaks into the fourth wall, and I think the jabs at any other kind of show that does this, brings in a character when it's not needed. She can be the life and soul of the party while the rest are thinking about the future of the show. How many poses and annoyances can you have in one character? Is anyone quickly just staring at the wall? To be fair, that might be preferable. annoying. I don't know if I know the voice actor. Maybe I should be able to pick it up. Or she's going to guess. What? I like the background changing. To be fair, whenever I see a pagoda, it's going to be a good time. Yeah, you wouldn't wait in line again. There's a few movies that really... Is that a Super Mario movie? Super Mario Brothers movie, sorry. Is Kuku going to be able to hold it together to even last the end of this episode? She's about to burst and commit murder. She's powering up. What a frightful aura. Things are really flipped on his head. She's the combination of all of their worst traits. Damn that slimy fish. The thing is, there is one of them who is so calm and homely the entire time. What can she do to take her place? I see. To fill the void. It's, I mean, at least they'll get to have a break. I'm not sure. Oh. Fight fire with fire, or in this case, a nitrogen bomb. Success once was enough. Never again. This is why the art form is dying. They're experimenting with 3D. Oh, we're going outside trip again with their different outfits and some hairstyles in some cases. I like the hoodie. Are we falling into a non-liminal space? They're now trapped in this purgatory. That's why I really dislike / completely hate any and all travelling on trains and subways and whatnot. So, getting lost, spending half their day just trying to get out of the station. I mean, are we going to also be shown their troubles getting out of the place? Aga. She's energized. She's their guide for the evening. It's had better days. I thought she was winding up for a punch, though. Her day is ruined. It's a measure of... I mean, you do have suspicious people around here. I see. So for everyone's safety, just make sure there's no devices or anything. Lucky? Why would you want one anyway? Those poor workers. I had a toasted sandwich maker. I wanted a rice cooker. I mean, there is a fight between the Japanese and the Korean when it comes to rice cookers and whatnot, but I have not tested any to find out who is reigning supreme in that tech market. Of course, the one way to make sure people... So memorable. Okay, maybe this one might get stuck in your head. Is there need for them to march in such a fashion as well? I need to go out and buy appliances now. Vicissitudes. You're just trying to sound fancy. You want to... I was going to say you want to keep Kukuru away from the barrier of that bridge. How popular is kebab in Japan? They're doing their best. I've not... Drag King? But also an N-gauge model railway restaurant cafe thing. There's a few people though who'd probably enjoy that one. Anything to get their claws into one niche in the market. There are so many different types that would go around Akiba. Any of the actors we've seen today might not actually be even that considerably weird, considering. Even if you hate me, don't hate Akiba. She seems to have formed a strong fan base already. Oh. the chewy and stretchy texture of grilled rice cakes and whatnot. But that was the entire scene. Oh, it's gone all out. It's been a while, but why is it so high effort? Huh. I mean, good thing that they're using what they were. What they were planning for all the food, but leaving it out to the waste like that. If you're gonna have rice, don't just. We've come full circle. Why would anyone, make this an anime? And if so, who would be dumb enough to view it? The fact that you're admonishing the animation. Good thing it didn't go to waste. I feel like they could be doing this to save time, not only and save money. Ham and melon? Rarely eat. The never-ending horror of having ham on your fruit. To be fair, not something I'd worry about. You eat the ham first, then you can have your fruit. The last episode, there were a lot of side jokes and bits that we could have done without, I think. And considering how heavy they're pushing into, this is the last episode of Joshiraku. I have one more in my folder. Is it a special or something? It's just someone playing a piano, wasn't it? Huh. That's why all live action versions of anime, well, you can make your own decision on how well they do. People just want to have their originals that they liked without being ruined with cheap cash grabs. Well, not only do they have to enjoy it, but they have to buy the Blu-ray sales as well. Okay. Why do we have such a chilling pressure as the audio track for this? I now know why we had such chilling pressure as the audio track for that scene. She's learning from the best. The amount of times that we've seen Maddie with, completely stripped. Megan it. That'd have been a very questionable birth. If you're going to use some tools, why not use them properly? Why is there a Osprey? They need all the metal they can. Do it for the nation. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's definitely needed. I think the other guy. The unsaid, unannounced other guy. Ah? Oh. Did she need the hat? Out of everyone, she'd probably be the one most suited there. How can you dare take her character trait? She's finally accepted it. We believe you. She is herself. Oh god, yeah, please don't. Oh, okay. So we're kind of ending it on that pun. Does look like the time is running out. Was that the last conversation between them? And we heard Mask's voice, who leads them out to the show. I did want to see more of how the place actually fits together. Are we going to get the full show? Okay, start the show off with something light. Existential crisis. The dread of the end. I see. But even after all of that, we finally got a moment of silence. But if it's not introducing new characters, try and liven up the show and bring in a little bit of intrigue, try to make sure people come back for more. Bombard them and guilt trip them into buying the Blu-rays. Otherwise there will never be more. And as a final episode, well, it worked for Joshiraku because any episode could have been the final episode and it would have made just as much sense. Maybe less pandering towards the inevitable end, but still. So the last one must be some special or something then. The end. Finally. This is a odd time to be alive. The fact that I can watch this, as well as some other things that, let's be fair, since I started my anime journey all those years ago, there have been some questionable shows. And I think some of them that I watched early on really geared me to where I am today, if it wasn't for things like Nishijo. And I guess to some extent the heavy dialogue of Monogatari, I don't think I would have been able to be ready for this at all. Well, and maybe early 2010s internet humour of random equals funny. But I don't think I've seen a show that can simultaneously take itself fourth wall break while also not seeming like a fourth wall break because it's just said naturally and no one reacts to it. In fact, other people are bundling on, where they can both praise and thank the animators and the people who put in their hard work, and also demolish the average viewer. I mean, what do they expect watching something like this? Who would do that? You have to be a certain level of special. And to be fair, there have been shows in the past, not just anime, but pretty much any kind of media, where they've introduced a character and it throws things out of whack, off balance. And I think this was more than just showing that off, but maybe a not-so-subtle dig at one show or another that actually did it, just without naming any names. Which is strange, considering the amount of people that they've lambasted during this show. Mostly politicians, though. But as was so thoroughly hit on home, this was the last episode of the season, so we're going to need to watch something else. I am going to do the last bit that I have, whether it be a special or OVA or just a, oh no, we were wrong, there was one more, sorry about that. But in the meantime, you've got a little bit of time to think about it, and so do I actually. I did have an idea of what I wanted to go into straight after this, but if you would rather have a bit of a decision, you better let me know as well. There have been shows that I've name-dropped throughout watching this, which could be what I might want to get into. Or I can drop it and just do something a lot more cheery and slice of life. Ultimately, it either boils down to if I want to be a dictator or not. If I just want to watch something I want to watch, or let it open to polls again. See if you can change my mind, put in a few suggestions. And that's definitely not because I'm just lazy and don't want to do it myself. But I've quite enjoyed this show so far. I mean, 13 episodes in, if I didn't, it would have been one hell of a couple of months. Considering that we started the show and each of them had their own little character traits, and I wondered if there'd be more than just their joking points. And now we go full circle. It comes back to the jokes that are made in episode 1 with the animation. Who would watch an anime of people talking in a room like this with no action? And also we had Mari staunchly defending her cross-dressing antics. You can't take that, that's my character trait. Okay. We've all got a few ideas, and there's obviously going to be characters that you each enjoy. We just know it won't be the annoying one. Still, if I've entertained you at all, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing. But for now, and after all of that, get yourself a nice, long-earned rest. And I will see you in the next one. If you don't want to see me replaced by someone that may be slightly less annoying, consider joining onto my Patreon, because for some reason, the likes of Noku, Sao, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else have decided that I'm relatively good enough for now. As long as they keep getting anime, that is, so this is nowhere near being the last, but I will always be grateful.